Hey guys, it's your bear boy host Hito here, dropping in for another Retrogade. And right now, this bear boy is online. How's it going, everyone? Today, we are going over a big topic within the retro gaming community, which is video game collecting. And of course, you know, I'm not going to leave y'all high and dry, because if I start talking to myself, I think people would find me a little insane. So we have two lovely guests, as always. And we're going to introduce the first one. First, we have the handheld carrying Pokemon master themselves, Albert.
Hey!
There we go. Okay, there we go. Finally. I was like, what is going on with this thing? All right, Albert, please introduce yourself to the peeps.
So, my name is Albert. I play all the Pokemon games lately. I used to speedrun, actually. I need to get back into doing that at some point. But other than that, yeah, that's actually about it for me.
Where can we find you?
Twitch.tv/Albert.
All right, and as I do with everybody, let's see what we get in the magical clip. Oh, look, you are speedrunning.
Oh my god, that's from years ago.
You are speedrunning this.
Ah, that's from my old apartment too.
We're just digging up the past a little bit. It's fine.
Yeah,
it's good.
So that clip's actually from at least 2.5, maybe 3 years ago now.
Guys, if you're not following Albert, you totally should. There's the follow icon. Please, just do it. You saw the speed running. Okay, it's there. There's competition going in there. Come on.
Personal record is for red anyway is 1 hour 58 minutes and 52 seconds.
What?
Yep, heard me correctly.
Okay, I will ask you about that later, but I want to introduce our next. But before I say anything, let me introduce our next guest, the literal wizard of retro gaming and the runner of the Retro Renegade themselves, Wrecked Wizard.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? How's everyone doing?
All right. So, introduce yourself to the peeps.
Well, how you doing, guys? I am Wrecked Wizard, YouTuber, TikToker, used to be a Twitch streamer, and I am a retro game collector, and all of my content is focused around mainly retro video games and collecting. I do hunting videos where I go out into the wild, like thrift stores, flea markets, conventions, and hunt for retro video games. And I also host my own podcast called the Retro Renegade Podcast over on YouTube. So yeah, that's me.
Oh my god, I remember when we beta tested that, and I was actually part of it for a little bit. That was fun. You, Jeremy, Angelus, Yume, freaking that was hilarious. That was fun.
Oh yeah, it was a good time. Absolutely.
Said used to Twitch, so guess what's gonna happen now?
Yeah. Oh, I know. I'm curious to see what clip even comes up for me, because it's been a while. Oh my god, this was years ago.
This is definitely years ago.
That's Dead by Daylight, at least.
This is when I first started streaming, like 3 years ago.
Why is Bubba killer?
And listen, and now you're here.
Oh my god, how the fuck did he not see me on that one? I'm gonna have to clip.
Listen, at the end of the day, you're here now.
I know. My plan is, I was just talking with Angelus about this. I will be most likely coming back to Twitch as like a part-time thing, just because YouTube is the main focus right now. So and it will always be the main focus, but I do miss Twitch and the people on it, so I probably will stream at least maybe once a week on Twitch and 2 times over on YouTube.
I'm still working on that myself, as I'm still getting used to YouTube myself. Streaming every now and then is great. Might actually find a way to do 2 at the same time, kill 2 birds with 1 stone.
Yeah.
And now somewhere my partner's like sneezing because I said kill 2 birds with 1 stone. But you know what? We'll be fine. It'll be good. He loves birds. It's fine. So, video game collecting. It has now become basically a big thing in my to-do list, and I'm pretty sure it's a big thing for you guys as well. So, I'm not gonna ask the whole situation where what does video collecting mean to you, because it's in the name. You're collecting games. We're collecting the games of our childhood. But I could say on the other variant of, what does video game collecting mean to you philosophically, at least? Like, what does it mean for you?
You want to go first, Albie, on that one?
Yeah, for me, at least for my collection, it's in a way preserving childhood memories from some words are hard. From one perspective, it's preserving childhood memories, the games I had as a kid. Some of them I don't have anymore. I need to track them down. Big one that comes to mind. No, I got that one actually, not that long ago. But yeah, it's more or less getting those childhood memories that I had back to where I can maybe share those in the future with either kids or grandkids or whatever. In my case, it's probably going to be my cousin's kids. I'm the fun uncle.
Definitely the fun uncle. Yeah, that's the uncle that has the Nintendo, okay? Have a good time. Take him over to Uncle Albie's place. He has the Nintendo. It's all good.
Yeah, it's funny because it was my daughter's birthday party on Saturday, and like 15 of her little cousins came over, and they saw the game room, and they just like were like, "Holy crap!" And all they wanted to do was stay in the game room and play all these old video games that were around well before any of them were born. But for me, you know, video game collecting, it definitely goes along with what Albie was saying. You know, the nostalgia of our childhood, you know, going back to that place when we were younger, you know, and all the good memories we had and stuff. And a big thing for me is actual just like game preservation itself. There was an article done by Kelsey Lewin from the Metal Jesus Squad where about 87% of video games are not commercially available for purchase. And that's a scary big number. And the fact that 87% of games are not available to buy is like, now you wonder why people emulate Nintendo. Like, I mean, that's just reality. But I mean, yeah, I love getting these physical games and hanging on to them to share with my kids and my wife and friends and family and to preserve them, almost kind of like a museum that you can actually touch the exhibits, you know, like that was always my mentality with building the game room, was that I wanted people to come over and not just look, but actually you can go and grab any game on my shelf, and I have all 14 consoles hooked up at the same time, running on 2 different televisions with a VCR and a Laserdisc player, and you want to watch your favorite childhood movie or play your favorite game, it is there for you. And that's what collecting means for me.
Definitely. Trust me, you said 14 systems and literally a museum to just like hook up everything. I'm just like, that is the definition of the Playroom Museum if I've ever heard of it. Like, it's definitely the Retro Playroom Museum.
Yeah, I've actually, I'm up to about 1,000 physical games in the collection right now. So, and about 400 to 500 VHS and a couple hundred DVDs. So I wanted this to be an experience when you come over to my house that, you know, you can grab any game or any movie off the shelf and just enjoy yourself and relive your childhood. You know, that was fun and exciting for me. And that's a big reason why I do it.
I get you on that one. When it comes to video game collecting for myself, I just want to get back all the games. So, unfortunately, I was one of those unfortunate people that lost a whole bunch of games in the past because reasons, personal home reasons, and I had a whole bunch of my collection stolen from me when I was younger, so I'm just reclaiming back my childhood on things that I've been missing. Whatever I have now, I treasure it like completely, because whatever was left over, it was what was left over from my old collection, and I've slowly been regaining my collection back. Like, I just got back all my Wario Land games, so that's definitely, you know, that was like, I had all the Wario Land games myself to begin with. I got all of them back. I got a majority of my Pokemon games back. I got most of my childhood back, at least.
It's expensive to buy your childhood nowadays.
This game itself, which is very rare to find now, was $100 on Bakari, and I found it luckily for $100.
Which game?
This is Robopon 2, the ring version. This was a bootleg version of Pokemon, but Atlas made it, so technically speaking, that's where it goes. Yeah. But I definitely try to reclaim both of my childhood because these are games that I enjoyed when I was a lot younger, and technically they filled the void when I was younger. So I'm like, I want these immediately for myself. I want to get ahead and get my childhood. And that's honestly why, like, I do both emulation and / ROM hacking along with my collecting, because you know what, you can have both, and you can also mess around with things that goes to a high detail, especially if you do it right.
Right.
But that's a big thing for me when it comes down to it. Like, I'm just reclaiming most of my childhood here, and also expanding the collection that I have for things that I did want as a child that I couldn't get, but I played. So I'm like, I got big boy money. I can get this game now.
Yeah.
And then I realized, oh, wait, big boy money also means big boy responsibilities. But I still want to get my hands on these things when I get my chance. So conventions like LI Retro, which I did 2 weeks ago.
Oh yeah, Long Island Retro, man. Like I saw that every freaking where, and I'm so jealous that I live on the West Coast and we don't have a whole lot over here, as far as in Northern California where I live. So I mean, we have one retro gaming convention in Northern California, and it's just one. And everything else is either up in Seattle where Metal Jesus is at, or it's down in LA where Pixel Game Squad and, Pat the NES Punk are. Nothing is up here, dude. Like, nothing.
I will say this, though. If you guys are ever interested in coming into the New York area next year for August, let a guy know, because I kind of chill with most of our group, and our group kind of looks for people who would be interested in joining.
Oh, hell yeah. That'd be awesome.
Like, we usually get the hotels ready and stuff like that months in advance, so that way we can get to the whole thing. It'll be a fun time, honestly. I got to cosplay for the first time in a long time, because I retired from cosplay a long time ago because nothing was fitting me anymore, but then I just got back into it. And
nice.
I got to literally do 3 cosplays. I pulled off Banjo, I pulled off Moneybags from Spyro, and I pulled off Luigi. Which I get to do the Luigi stare in the cart, like dead stare at everything.
I'm not gonna lie, like I've never done cosplay because I always struggled with my weight. I mean, and I anybody who's watching who might think that's crazy for me to say that. Hito knows. Me and Hito have been friends for years at this point.
I thought I lowered.
I used to be 400 pounds. So when I started on Twitch, I was like 400 pounds. So now, I like Hito said, like I never cosplayed because nothing fit, right? Like I couldn't go get anything, and it was a bummer. But now that I've lost this weight, I definitely want to cosplay, and I've already been looking into one, and my wife thinks that I'm absolutely ridiculous. But I want to do it because I love the franchise, and now that I'm actually skinny, like I want to do it. I want to be Kratos from God of War, like in the fucking skirt and everything, like full on, like no half naked. And my wife's like, so are you going to wear like a skull cap, or are you going to shave your head? And I said, I'm shaving my fucking head, dude. Like, we're going authentic, like straight up. And you're going to paint my body pasty white. But no,
shave the head, grow an epic beard.
Go off.
Well, I usually have a beard. I just shaved it off like 2-3 days ago. I normally have a big beard, so I'm going to grow that back, shave my head, and go get I already found a couple people that do the costumes, and they're really good. They're just expensive because they're like pretty authentic looking. Yeah. But
I know for me, I took up sewing now, so I've been actually sewing my costumes together slowly, and they fit my proportions at least, because I did it from scratch, and I want to win the cosplay contest at some point, because they had one at the Long Island Retro as well, which was like a big thing that they did. Really good cosplays, honestly. But all in all together, kind of excited to talk about Long Island Retro as a big one because that definitely would do great there.
Yeah. So, did you end up meeting anybody besides John Riggs?
So besides John Riggs, because this was my second time meeting Riggs.
Right.
I got to finally meet in person Ash Said Hi because I have been speaking with her for like years since I started doing my Twitch stuff. I've been speaking to her for years, and she even did an episode of the Retrogade at one point for season 1. So finally getting to finally meet her and see her in person, that was great. And she was doing a whole panel with Jared Petty, and she basically went over the ifs and ands over how to stream retro games in our current day and age, and
right.
it was a great panel. Honestly, I got to learn a little bit, and I want to like apply the things that I learned into all of my content now. I'm like, I want to take from this and learn how to make it my own thing. So it's really a good thing that happened there. Meeting Ash Said Hi. She was really down to earth. She's great. And I believe also the NES Punk was there as well. I just didn't get a chance to meet them. One of my friends did. And we also had Vinny Sauce there too.
Yeah, I met Pat 2 years ago. Yeah, about 2 years ago, I met Pat, and I mean, Pat is one of my favorite retro YouTubers. I've been watching Pat for years, and it was cool to meet him. I've met Adam Koralik. I've met John Riggs a few times. Gabbo the Giver from the Pixel Game Squad. Pro Jared. A couple people. Yeah, it was awesome. So, Hito, I haven't told you, or at least I don't think I told you, but there's a surprise that, and I'll just say it here because I feel like it would be cool to say it here, if you don't mind.
Go for it.
So, it's getting officially announced in September by the people who run it, but I am going to be a guest at SAT Gamers Expo as a content creator or YouTuber. So it's my first time ever being a guest at anything. And yeah, I'm going to get to be a guest at a local retro game convention.
That's awesome, dude.
Like, cool. I am so excited about that. I'm going to get my own booth. He's gonna pair me up with other YouTubers to do a panel. It's gonna be awesome, man. Like, I'm so excited for it, but they're gonna officially announce that in September.
Hey, listen, this won't get released till season 3 won't be released next year, so your secret's safe with us.
Yeah, well, thank you guys.
But oh my god, that's the dream. I actually want, like, mind you, I would love to do that one day. Actually, just like be a panelist at one of these conventions at some point. And I'm, like I said before, we'll get there one day, but hey, no rush.
Yeah, no rush. I didn't think it was going to happen, dude, like, honestly, but I mean, I shot my shot and I knew the guy who ran it, and I was like, hey, do you need guests? And he was like, absolutely. And I was like, hell yeah, dude, like, that's so cool. Yo,
dude, again, congrats. You actually, you're getting to, you're living the dream as the retro gaming collector that also is a panelist. You're living it, dude.
Yeah, I'm excited, man. Shit, after being on Twitch and doing content for over 3.5 years now, it's like, it feels pretty good.
I got you on that. All right, so now we're going to go into the collections.
Okay.
Now we're gonna finally show off our collectible items. I'm actually gonna bring up. I have a few categories for each of the for each of the stuff right in this book, because this is where I've been keeping all of my scripts and ideas and topics as well. So essentially, we're gonna be going into this whole thing, and I wanted to basically show off like how different things and different perceptions of collections can be done. So, for example, I'm going to bring out one of the topics, which is bring out probably one of your more expensive items from your collection. And that'll be stuff like that you could go into it, so on and so forth. So, for me, I'm going to start with bring out something that was signed by a video game. Bring out something that was signed by someone, a part of the video game crew that you have in your collection.
Oh, wait.
Don't have anything for that.
Yo, Hito.
Huh?
You got somebody from the Pixel Game Squad in your chat, dog.
Wait, what?
Sellout Summers. That's Kurt Summers from the Pixel Game Squad, dude, if I'm not mistaken. Yo, Kurt, what's up, brother?
Oh God, mom's gonna be mad because I just cussed. Anyway, don't stop. Oh no. Hi. I didn't know that was okay. Wow.
And you got Manny from Manny's Arcade in here. That's awesome, you guys. Thank you guys for coming out.
Okay. Let's make let's make podcast magic today then, right? like we always try to do. Let's make podcast magic. All right. So, first thing I'm going to ask, bring out one item that was signed by someone in that video
easy.
game.
I don't have anything for that one, unfortunately.
Listen, no worries. You got this. Just try your best. No, Mikon, we're not doing that. It's not that type of stream.
Okay.
All right. All right.
So, you want me to show it?
You show me yours, I show you mine.
All right. Don't tell my wife. So, here we go. I have a signed copy of Super Mario 64 Complete in Box signed by Charles Martinet and authenticated. And I also have my Super Mario 3D World signed by Charles Martinet, along with Rosalina. And I have my Super Mario Sunshine signed by Charles Martinet and Princess Peach, Jen Taylor as well. I have a lot of things that are signed in the room from video game actors and stuff. But I would say the Super Mario 64 Complete in Box signed by Charles is my favorite by far.
I definitely also have something signed by Charles Martinet. He signed my Smash 4 copy because I didn't have anything else at the time. But,
I love Charles.
But this is my biggest one, and I probably shown this off one time on stream because we were talking about third-person shooters last season. But this is my Metal Gear Solid The Essentials collection, and this one's very special because I met Hideo Kojima for the first time ever, and
oh man,
this was my first time meeting him. It was a long time. I was just getting into the Metal Gear series when I was in high school because I wasn't really that big into games that are themed around like war, armies, shooting, etc. I was pretty much a Nintendo kid growing up, but I started getting into Metal Gear because of my friend Zero. He used to go by Zero Loveless, and I picked up this in Chinatown for $70, and then he mentions to me during the time that Peace Walker came out for the PSP that Hideo Kojima was doing a signing in Best Buy here in New York City in Union Square. So since I used to go to school around there for high school, I brought my copy. There was a lot of cosplayers there doing the new Big Boss cosplays, and I met Hideo Kojima, and he signed this for me. He remembered me the second time when I was signing out for another one of his games when it came out as well. So it was definitely it's definitely a big part of my collection. I treasured this thing like crazy. I protected this when things were getting taken from my collection, and this is probably like one of the things that I'm happy about the most. Meeting Hideo Kojima. He is just as wacky in person as he is in the games when he makes his video game in adaptations of him.
Oh,
Don't
dude.
doubt that.
I would love to get to meet him. That would be absolutely amazing. I don't even know what I would have him sign if I ever met him. I mean, me personally, like, it would probably have to be like a Silent Hill or something. Like, that would be amazing.
You mean, hold on, you mean, I would have him sign this, if anything. This would be like...
Oh, you have signed... Is that 2?
Yep. Complete in box.
Dude, that's like $150 game right
Game's
there,
in the
dude.
PS2, by the way. I was actually playing it nonstop the other day.
I have the Xbox version of that game because it was like $100 cheaper.
I also have,
Oh, and you have 3. That's a banger too, dude. I don't have 3. That's one I don't have. And I don't have the first one.
First one is kind of hard to find, but I did find it at LI Retro for a good 150.
Yeah, I've been wanting to pick up a copy. When I went to Stockton Con like a couple months ago, I was gonna try to find one. I didn't see anybody there that had one, so I ended up spending the 150 on Castlevania Symphony of the Night instead. Black Label, which, you know, hey, I'm happy to have that in the collection, but I really need to get the Silent Hill games. I only have part 2 right now. So yeah, dude, that's awesome that you met Hideo Kojima. Like, that's amazing.
That's a very big high school story for me when it comes down to it, because like I never thought I would actually get to meet someone like that or pull anything out, and it was, like I said before, it was literally like, I want to make my own video. I want to be known as someone who can make video game music in the future. So if I ever like compose something ever in the future where I could compose the music for it, at least, I would like to pull off something a little bit Toby Foxian, where, you know, he had Undertale and then he went into Pokemon. So I usually try to find games that have like really sick soundtracks. That's usually the thing that draws me the most, like games with very sick soundtracks.
Oh yeah, for sure.
So mostly rhythm games will be found here, and DDR is also in my list right there too, because it can't be DDR without good music.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I have a bunch of DDRs on the PS1 and PS2 with 2 dance pads still to this day, and I still bust it out and play it when my friends come over. I love it. It's
definitely a good thing. Still have my GameCube dance pad for Dance Dance Revolution Mario Mix.
Oh, dude, that is one that I want complete in the box, just because the box was so cool, dude. I love the box for that DDR set. It is so awesome.
Mario doing breakdancing all over the DDR mat. Yeah, it's definitely a good box.
I will have to get a hold of my mom, because I had that as a kid, and I'm pretty sure it's still on the shelf where I last left it close to 20 years ago now.
Dude, that is awesome. I had a chance to buy one a long time ago, and I passed on it for something else. I can't remember, but no, I definitely want to pick that one up and play it and put it on the shelf for sure.
So now here's the thing. Now here goes the next question. This is not going to require you to pull anything out from your collection, but what is one thing that you want to add to your collection, but it's so goddamn expensive, and you're finding a hard time to basically add it to your collection?
Kuon.
Wait, what?
For Kuon for PS2. It's the most expensive PlayStation 2 game. Yeah, and then a close second to that is Rule of Rose, which is about a $700 PlayStation 2 game.
I've actually never heard of Rule of Rose.
Yeah, Rule of Rose was a very low print run horror game. So yeah, I want those 2 games. So horror games on the PlayStation 2 were, you know, there were a lot of them, and most of them are pretty pricey. Like, you have the Silent Hill games; those are pricey games. But the trifecta, the 3 most expensive horror games on the PlayStation 2 is Kuon, being the most expensive at about $900 to $1,000. And then you have Rule of Rose, which is about a $700 game. And then you have The Haunting Ground, which is a Capcom game, which is about a $400 game, which I have Haunting Ground. That's the most expensive game in my collection. But I would say that those 2 horror games right there, I want right now more than any other game.
It's definitely a big one on that one. All right.
Yeah.
So, yep, I was going to ask you.
The answer to that would be a North American copy of Pokemon Box Ruby and Sapphire. The big box, like complete in box. I think the cheapest I've seen it lately.
Oh, Ruby and Sapphire? Those are probably $400 or $500 a piece. In the box.
Oh no! This was a GameCube title.
Oh, you're talking about.
Yeah.
You're talking about. That's not even a game. That's the crazy thing, dude. It's a Pokemon bank.
Yeah,
that's all it is.
Pokemon Pokemon Box.
GameCube.
Yep, Pokemon Box. I actually have Pokemon Box somewhere here.
So it's funny you brought that up, Albie, because I just watched a YouTube video of someone who got Pokemon Box, but he got it complete with the big outer cardboard box.
Yeah, that's what I'm wanting.
And it's like $3 or $4 grand if you want it like that. Like, it is insane, dude.
I am staring at one on eBay right now in decent shape. Like, it's got a little bit of damage at the top, but they want 4K for it. And I'm just like, that is beyond big boy money.
That is like fuck you money right there if you're spending $4 grand on a game. But
Well,
Oh my goodness. Yeah, that would be a cool one, man. Because you know what, dude? Like, I collect GameCube. I'm really collecting the 6th gen super hard right now. But it's like, you know, I have a lot of bangers for the GameCube, dude. Like a lot of really high dollar games. But there are just some on that GameCube list that are like out of realistic reach unless I want to stay married, right? Like you know,
you're speaking of that, and River in chat is just like, if you get that, I will hurt you.
Exactly. You know, games like Go-Go Hyper Grind or freaking Fire Emblem, you know, the games that are $500+ Ribbit King's expensive, or
Ribbit King, Gadget Racers comes to mind.
I mean, there's that, isn't there that Mickey Mouse like basketball game or something that's ridiculous too? Like those games. And here's the crazy thing, you guys, is like, I'm going to be 100% honest with you. None of those crazy expensive GameCube games look fun to play at all to me personally. Like if the game looked good or decent to where I think I would actually enjoy playing it, then maybe if I had the fuck you money, I would buy it. But like, be honest with you, dude, like I'm not going to spend $500 on Fire Emblem because I don't like tactical RPGs and I would never play it. So it just doesn't make sense for me.
So I actually have an answer to this question, and it's a little sad. For the GameCube, I had a game called Cubivore Survival of the Fittest. It's a very expensive GameCube game, and it was one of the test games for the GameCube as well. And what frustrates me is the fact that I had the game complete in case, everything. And the case was stolen from me. Because the person who was taking all of my collection was basically selling my games for basically booze and whatever else he could possibly think of, which was kind of a dick move. He took the case, but he didn't take the game. So I still have the game itself in my collection. It's called Cubivore Survival of the Fittest. It's basically like a whole bunch of box animals basically killing each other.
Cubivore.
It's really cute. I played it on my birthday, actually. I played it on the original hardware on my birthday because it's a very fun game. The controls get a little little crazy, but it's a fun game to play. It's ridiculous, and you know, I can technically violate 18+ rules because, you know, it's like National Geographic, but a game. So, you know, it's fine. It's cool. We don't have to worry about that.
Yeah, dude, Cubivore is like a $500 game.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's insane how much that game is worth.
And,
you know,
and brand new is $1,350. It's $1,350.
And you know, here's the thing that, like, as a collector, that I never understood, right, is that nobody ever has like a definitive answer on why games get expensive or why they don't. And the reason I say that is because there are games that are obscenely expensive that aren't rare, that had high print runs, they're not hard to find, and you can get them just about anywhere, like Chrono Trigger. Mm-hmm. Why is Chrono Trigger a $300 cartridge when it is common as hell? Why is Earthbound $400 when Earthbound is a common game, right? And it's like, I understand the obscure titles that like had like a very, very low print run that nobody ever heard about, or it was late in the console's lifespan, right? But like these common games that are just like Pokemon. Why are Pokemon games in the box $500 for a Pokemon Red version when Pokemon Red version was produced by the millions and millions? Like, I don't understand that. Why? So I guess, why are some games so expensive and some, but it's like this one over here is super rare, but this one was really common, but they're both the same freaking price of $500. Like, why? I don't understand. Like, they were everywhere.
I think it's because of most of the times I think we're going over not casing scarcity, but gaming scarcity, which most of the games go on. But when you add Pokemon to that mix, there's a lot of copies of that. So it's like even if it was scarce at that point, like it's hard to make Pokemon scarce, especially the older games, because they were sold, like you said, in the millions to millions and billions at this point too. And a simple battery replacement for most of these cartridges is $5 to do. I'm not even getting
10 minutes of your time. It's not even hard.
I listen.
7 of them like the other day.
Listen, I had literally I had these games right here. As you can see, I have Pokemon Gold and I have Pokemon Blue. They didn't save. I literally only spent $10 on a battery and I soldered the thing together and it works properly. Y'all saw me play this on my For those of you who were here on my birthday stream, y'all saw me play both of these games right off of a transfer pack to my N64. They both work and they both save. It doesn't take that long to solder your batteries into these games. You can fix them for no problem and literally for $10, especially if you learn how to do it on your own.
Yeah.
Like, it's like, I'm not even gonna lie at the situation. Like, if you find a broken cartridge that probably doesn't save, you can pretty much you can save the cartridge and literally solder it. So that's kind of what I did. Like, some of these are rescues, by the way. I'm not even kidding. Some of these games were rescues. This was a big one that I was happy to get. Pokemon Puzzle League Challenge. This was a rescue, and look at how Pokemon Puzzle League Challenge. I fixed this one, literally. It was in very bad shape, and I fixed this one.
God, that's so funny you bring that game up, because I was watching another YouTube video literally today where Retro Wolf 88 was at a convention and he was hunting. He does this thing on his channel where he's like, he'll go to a convention and he'll go to other YouTubers and vendors and be like, all right, today we're doing Game Boy. And he'll go up to like a creator and be like, all right, I want you to give me either a Game Boy Color, or Game Boy Advance game that is essential for anybody's collection that's under $30. And Mort from Mort's Garage recommended that game when I watched the video today. So like, that's crazy. That's the second time I've heard about that game in the same day.
It's a really good game, and for what it's worth, it's one of the games that you can't put into the Super Game Boy because of its cartridge case. For example, there's a few games that you can't put into the Super Nintendo itself, so you can't play them. This is one of them because of basically the casing.
It's a Game Boy Color exclusive game.
Exactly. So for Game Boy Color exclusive games, you can't really put them into the Super Nintendo, but games like these, which will go into my next question, these are safe to put in, except for 3, because 3 is a color exclusive.
Okay.
Now, this actually goes to my next question. What is one piece of your what is one group of your collection that's just missing that one piece to complete it?
Oh.
I have 2 answers to this question, but I want to give you a shot on that one. Like, what is one thing in your collection that's just missing one piece to finish the whole collection?
Oh man. Okay. So I have every Legend of Zelda game complete in box. Minus the handheld games, because I don't do handheld. So I have a couple for the DS and 3DS, like Ocarina of Time 3D, Majora's Mask 3D, and Link Between Worlds. But as far as the Game Boy and the Game Boy Color, Game Boy Advance, like Minish Cap and stuff, I was never really interested in those, just for the sheer fact that I didn't want to pay the price that they were complete in box for something I'm never going to play. But I have every home console Legend of Zelda game in its original box, all the way from the original first game all the way up till Tears of the Kingdom. And everything in between. For me, to stick with that home console kind of theme, I need the Philips CDI games.
Oh no. No.
And I know most people would be like, bro, those aren't Zelda games, but me as a avid Zelda collector, I would say the Zelda portion of my room is probably one of the biggest parts of my collection. I feel like if I'm going for every home console Zelda complete in its box, you have to have the CDI games. But the problem with the CDI games is like Wands of Gamelon and the other one are $500 a piece, and then the most expensive Zelda game, to my knowledge, is a CDI game, and it is Zelda. It's Zelda's Adventure for the CDI, which goes for about $2,000. Will I ever own them? Probably not, unless I find them at some lady's garage sale or something, like, and she doesn't know what the hell they are or whatever. I might be able to scoop them up, because I'm not spending $2,000 on a CDI game. I'm not. I'd rather spend $2,000 on other gaming stuff. But if I were to say, hey, I'm done with the physical Zelda games, like I have them all, those would be the 3 that I'm missing at this point.
Got it.
looking at my shelf of games over here, trying to think, what am I missing still? From because similar to Rect, where he has all the Zelda games. I'm a big person that collects Pokemon games, which was a good point of you brought up the games being expensive, completed box. I'm just like, I know I've been through that. It was not fun. I would have to say I have every game all the way from Red, Blue, and Yellow, all the way up through Scarlet and Violet as physical copies. I don't have the Gen 1 or 2 boxes.
Wait. Say that again, Albie. You don't have Gen what?
Gen 1 and Gen 2 boxes.
I don't have the Gen... Oh, I take it back. I don't have the Gen 1, 2, or 3 boxes. I have the actual cartridges, but I don't have the manuals or the boxes anymore. Okay,
so the Game Boy, Game Boy Color, and Game Boy Advance games.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Okay, but the DS ones and up you have.
The DS ones and up, I have complete in box, yes.
Okay. Well, Albie, buddy, I know we just met and I like you already, but good luck because you're going to spend a small fortune on getting those.
Oh, yeah. I am very well aware.
Yeah.
I was looking at those a while back and I'm like, fuck me.
I mean, dude, you're talking what? There's 3 games for each: Red, Blue, Yellow. Then you had Silver, Gold, Crystal. Then you had Ruby, Sapphire, Emerald. You're looking at $500 a piece. So you're looking at about $4,500.
Add Fire Red and Leaf Green to that too, because that's also part of the Gen 3.
So let's just say $6,000 is about what you need.
Cardboard. On a bunch of cardboard and paper.
Somebody, you guys need to start another podcast and just call it Expensive Cardboard. Like that would be a great podcast name. Like
we did have a podcast called Expensive Cardboard. It was called the TCG.
Oh,
that's
great.
Oh my god. But yeah, so good luck, Albie. One day.
It's a one-day thing. It's not something that's like immediately needs to be done. It's just kind of a one-day thing.
All right. So
what did Kurt ask in chat? He said, "Go ahead, Hito. He had a question for us."
I'm about to actually reveal the question right now because it's rolling in right now too. I usually keep the questions on a roll loop so that way we can actually like hit the questions as they appear on the screen. But the question was where I can't read. Here we go. I have a question for you guys. What happens when a big company like Atari 2600, or Nintendo recreate a mastered system of N64 and come out with games as well separately? I'm assuming you're talking about like things like the Super Nintendo or like the PlayStation like the classics or something like that?
Like the mini consoles?
Because I can actually talk about that one. That's a big one that I talk about a lot when it comes to the consoles. Even though I technically Jimmy wrenched them, but yes, that works into that situation. Don't worry, I only did it with Sony and Sega. It's fine.
I mean, mini consoles are great for hacking and modding and throwing your whole library on there.
Oh, not the classics. Actual remaster systems with cartridges and all.
Ooh.
Oh, so basically, like, yeah.
What would happen if they like remastered the systems with cartridges, and also like if Atari or Nintendo like re-released the N64 and the Atari 2600 like in today's like market? How like
I think it would make like game prices for some of the rare stuff, especially if they re-release like rarer stuff like I'm going to use Twilight Princess for the GameCube as an example. It would make prices probably tank.
Oh, absolutely, dude. If they came out with those consoles or those games again and re-released them, it would tank. You see some remasters like tank games anyway that like aren't even on the same system, but they'll take a game and remaster it and throw it on a modern console or on Steam and make it available to people, and then that drops the price of the original game. But honestly, if I'm going to be real with you, if Atari or Nintendo or any of those companies ever tried to like remaster or re-release a system like that in today's market, it would fail, in my opinion, because Atari just did it with their last system. I watched John Hancock's review of it. It flopped. They already pulled it. It's gone. The Intellivision. Yeah, I think it was the VCS. Yeah, that thing's already gone. They already stopped production on them or support on them, and it just came out not even that long ago. So Atari is done. The Coleco Chameleon flopped. It never came to fruition. The Intellivision Amico never came to fruition. Those, honestly, bro, like I don't think anybody would buy them. I mean, you might get some fucking millennials go out and get an N64 that if it's re-released, I guess. But I mean, I guess you could say that's already kind of happened with repros, right? Like if you really wanted to buy games on the cheap that are that are on original cartridge, just get a repro if you don't want to spend the full amount.
There's also another thing that just got recently announced. The Atari 2600 HDMI compatible. They now are doing the Atari 2600 Classic. So that's also being released as well. And they're not going to be bringing out like the cartridges, obviously, but honestly, another perspective on the situation is the fact that they could end up starting to treat cartridge games like they treat trading cards, which is essentially, oh, well, we have the original classic Zelda, and then we have the remastered Zelda that we did for this cartridge. It's kind of like having a first edition of the game as opposed to like, you know, stuff that they do like with books. Like, oh, we have the first edition, and then we have the newer version that just came out now. It's the same book, but this one has like the misprints and spelling errors, and if we're going to compare it, example being like Ocarina of Time. Well, we have the very, very first edition of Ocarina of Time where it has the Islamic chant for Bolero Fire as opposed to the second edition. And now we have this new edition. So I can see that being like another perspective of how like they would change up the gaming market a little bit. Where people are going to still want to hunt for the originals of a game, but now they have these remastered cartridges, and like, I don't want the remastered cartridge. I want the originals. No, I want the first edition. No, I want the second and first edition.
But you know what, though, is I feel like those remastered cartridges would do so much damage to the collecting scene or to retro mom and pop video game stores that's like their bread and butter, because honestly, like, you know, the average consumer doesn't give a shit about having the original complete in box. A lot of average consumers just want to play the game. They don't care. They're not collectors. They're like, they go to a retro mom and pop shop and they're like, oh, hey, there's Zelda Ocarina of Time. I remember playing that as a kid. Fuck, man. A complete in box copy, $150, $200, $300, depending on condition. It's like, well, no, I'll take the $20 repro. I just want to play the game. Like, I don't give a shit about buying the $300 game. Like, I just don't. So, I mean, I think it would just, because the people that buy games, like, mostly are not collectors. It's you know, the average consumer buys video games. Collecting is a niche hobby within a niche itself, and like, yeah, we care because we're collectors. We don't want repros. We want the real deal, right? But sometimes the real deal is so expensive that you buy the EverDrive cartridges, or you just emulate it on your console, or you buy the mini consoles, right? Because it's like, who is going to spend $300 on Chrono Trigger that's not a diehard collector? Nobody is. You're going to play it on Steam because I can buy it on Steam for $10 and play it on my Steam Deck. Like, that's what people are going to do. So I don't know. I think it would be exactly what's going on now with, like, you know, yeah, there's repros out there, there's emulation. I almost feel like that's what remastered cartridges would kind of feel like. You know, yeah, it's officially licensed by the company like Nintendo, which I'm sure would make it more appealing. But I mean, I don't know. And you got to remember, like, who from this day and age, like, I'm sure there are kids, right? Don't get me wrong, because my daughter likes playing the old games with me. But let's be honest, that's because I'm a collector and I show her these things. But most kids from today don't want to play these old games. That's just reality, dude. They don't. My brother, the first time he saw an N64, and he looks at it and he goes, and mind you, me and my brother, he's 17 years old and I'm 32. And he sees it and he goes, God, dude, these graphics are dog shit. This is what you used to play on? Like, most people in that age range don't really give a shit. Like, overall, like, the majority don't care about these games. You know, so really, those would be geared more towards us if they remastered them and re-released them.
Yeah, I can see that being a big deal right there. And even more so on that, nowadays, even kids playing games now, they're looking for more immersion than opposed to a good story or a good, like, gameplay variant and stuff like that. That's why we have people who are, like, into that. And then you have just the people who play Fortnite all day, which is not or Roblox
or Roblox or Rocket League or Apex, right? It's like, why would I want to play Ocarina of Time? I'm playing Apex.
Yeah, so it's in that situation where it's like, they're more focused on the gameplay of the situation or just poning some noobs, quote unquote, not trademark, but yeah,
right.
I no hate on anybody who plays these games, by the way. It's just essentially like they can choose that or the other, if that makes sense.
Right.
And usually a kid will go to that instead of the other. Like, I don't see many kids picking up Tears of the Kingdom and like going, oh, I like this game. Instead, they'll choose Fortnite over Tears of the Kingdom. And I actually surveyed this at one point where I was just like, yeah, that. So for those of you who don't know, Hito at one point, myself, was a coach for children at a place, and I asked them, hey, this was at the time when Breath of the Wild came out. I was like, hey, you guys have a Nintendo Switch, so do you guys like Breath of the Wild? And like, oh god, no, we play Fortnite. Oh god, no, we would never touch that game. That game looks so complicated as hell. Why the hell would we touch that game? You play that game? I'm just like, I feel like I'm being shamed by the children for asking that question. I'm like, okay, 1, ow. 2, you could play Fortnite on your PC though. And they're like, a PC for Fortnite? No, I want to use my PlayStation 5 with high contrast graphics. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna sit down here today. Oh god. So yeah. I feel so violated by that. Like I feel like I got called out by a kid when I asked that question all around, because most of them played the Switch. I'm like, so you guys played Odyssey, right? Why would I play a Mario game? It's so old. And I'm like,
I know.
I'm like, it just came out. Like, what? What?
Dude, like, it's crazy, dude. Because, like, I'm 32. And like I said earlier, my brother is one of my brothers is 17. And the first time he ever saw, no bullshit, we're digging through my dad's old wooden trunk. And there was a copy of Purple Rain from Prince on tape, on cassette. And we pull it out, and my brother looks at it and he goes, what the hell is this? I go, it's music. And he goes, where do you plug the headphones in at? I go, bro, you put that into a fucking tape player, and that's just whatever, dude. You just made me feel old.
Oh god.
Like,
technically a kid could get away with that with the Game Boy Color because it did have a headphone jack.
Oh, yeah, because he was confused. He was looking at the tape, and he was like, where do you plug the headphones at? When I told him it was music, I'm like, bro, you take the whole tape and put the tape in a player, and you plug the headphones into a player. And, like, it was just way over his head. He didn't understand it. I had to Google a fucking Walkman so he understood what I was talking about. Yeah. It hurt my soul, dude. It really did.
I know. Listen, I had a kid. I literally brought one of my spare Game Boy Colors to the thing to show them like old time of gaming. They were literally tapping the screen like, is this a touch screen?
Oh my goodness.
No.
I'm like, okay, one, we don't poke that screen, because you know how sensitive Game Boy Color screens were at the time. Well, they weren't that sensitive. They were actually pretty sturdy, so I was not too concerned about it. But I was like, but let's not poke it like that. He's like, do we use a pen? And she was literally about to stab the screen with the pen, and I swear to God, I was like, no, put it away. Put it away. No, none of this. Stop. Put the pen away, put everything away. But
right.
Like, so I had to explain, like, so you turn it on with the switch on the side, and you put one of these games in there, and then you play the game. And it's like, and what if the game doesn't work? I'm like, well, you blow on the game, because, you know, we were grown up to blow the cartridge, so, you know, it's just get it going. Yeah. And they're like, Coach Hito, this sucks. I don't want to blow on my games. And then, dude, you know, and then, you know, you have that one kid in the corner that's like very mature for his age, and we'll just hear this. It goes, hey, yo, just right off the corner. So,
dude, happens. That or memory cards. When I had to explain to the kids the other day what a memory card was, they're like, you don't just save your game. I'm like, no,
what's
you
that?
have to have a memory card. If you don't have one of these, You left your console running all night because you didn't want to lose your progress if you didn't have a damn memory card. Yep. Like, dude, it is such a different time than when we were growing up, and it's crazy. Now we sound like the old guys, like that our parents and our family sounded like when we were growing up, you know, and it's crazy. Don't get me wrong, I love gaming today. I don't want to sound like the total old guy, like, oh, retro gaming's the only way to go. No, I like modern gaming too. I play Xbox Series X and PS4 and the Switch and all that, but, you know, it's just funny to see these younger kids, like when my daughter was having her birthday and all her 15 little cousins came over and they're all under the age of 10. And I said, hey guys, do you want to watch a movie? And I pull out a VHS and they're like, what is that? And I'm like, it's a movie. And they're like, really? I'm like, yeah. All they know is streaming. They, you know, Disney Plus and you know, freaking Netflix. They don't know what a VHS tape is. Some of them probably don't even know what a DVD is, but because I
will 100% guarantee you gave them those nostalgic vibes from the 90s when you would just pull out a videotape.
Oh,
and do that
dude,
whole
all of their parents, like when we had like 60 people at my house on Saturday. And when they came over, a majority of them hadn't seen the game room yet. And when they came over, dude, like my wife's older cousins and like my family, they were just kind of walking through it like a museum and looking at all the VHS movies and all the old games and all the old merch and stuff that I had. And they were like, and then I showed them, I'm like, look, every console in this room is hooked up at the same time to a switcher box. You can play any game in here at any given time. You can play, I have two TVs. I have a Sony flat screen and a Sony Trinitron 36-inch CRT. And so you can be watching a movie on the CRT, a VHS tape, and you could be playing the PS3 and PS4 on the flat screen. Or you could be, you know, watching, you could be playing the PS3 or the Wii U on the flat screen and playing the Super Nintendo on the CRT, all running at the same time simultaneously. So you can have two things going. And that was like, you know, so like it was so cool. I'll send you pictures, Hito, but
definitely.
I had family playing on my computer right here, playing on the flat screen and the CRT. You had three different games in three different generations running at the same time on Saturday. It was so cool to see. And my wife even admitted, she was like, you know, I thought the game room was a little much, but after seeing how much everybody enjoyed it Saturday, I get it. And I'm like, thank you.
It's that validation.
Validation is the best.
That validation is just like the biggest thing there. All right. So, back to the question that just circle back on the question that we were talking about, like what is one thing that you need to finish a collection of yours? I have two things specifically. So for those of you who don't know, the Game Boy Color games introduced Super Mario Land, and Super Mario Land ended up bleeding over to Wario Land games. Now, mind you, I have 3 out of 5 of the games so far. Actually, I have 3 out of 4. I have 4 out of the 5 of the games so far. I have Super Mario Land. I have Wario Land, which is Super Mario Brothers 3. I have Wario Land 2, which goes into Wario Land 1 right there. And I have Wario Land 3 because your boy was doing the video games monthly, and it came into one of his little packs. So you know,
nice,
I got
dude.
lucky. I landed that, and I landed a Japanese copy too.
Very cool. Hell yeah.
I have a Japanese copy and I have an English copy of that game, but I am missing the game that I used to have, which was the very first one I got in that collection, which was Super Mario Land 2, 6 golden coins.
Okay.
And one of the very first Mario games ever played, and the first one I ever finished.
That one was swiped from me, and that basically messed up my whole collection.
How much is that game if you want to buy it?
Thank goodness, only $30. Like it ranges from $20 to $30, which is fine because it got re-released on the Switch with NSO. So most people were now cheapening some of these prices because of NSO, which I'm thankful for. I'm like, please. But this is a game that has not been re-released thanks to NSO, but these are the original Kemco Seika point and click adventures. And I have Shadowgate.
Okay.
And Deja Vu. There is one more in this. There's one more in this set that I need to pick up, which is called The Uninvited, which is a horror-based point and click.
How much is that one?
It ranges from 90 to 110.
You better start putting in that overtime, Hito.
I get paid by salary. They will not do that for me. But promotion would be nice. I earned it since, you know.
You're at the same job since the last time when you got your new job and you were loving it, right? You're at the same place. Good for you, dude. I'm happy for you. That's awesome.
Not loving it as much as anymore because I became the face of that New York City tech bar. And now whenever the team comes in and someone messes up, they're like, Hito messed up. I'm like, Hito wasn't even here today. How did I mess up?
Yeah.
So yeah, that happens. It sucks. Don't be the face of a company for a second. Just don't do that. Sometimes it comes back to bite you on the ass because they don't know that it's a whole team.
Right.
But yeah, like this is, and then one more piece of collection. I would like to have 2 gold cartridges instead of just 1 out of my NES Zelda collection. So, you know, I found Zelda 2 for $45, and I was just like, do I really want to spend $45 right now? When I just spent a whole bunch of money on these games. So that happened, and you know, you already know I have the Silent Hill games on I have all the Silent Hill games on PlayStation 2, so I don't need to worry about that.
I'm so jealous.
So, funny story how I found these, by the way. My mom bought a whole section of PlayStation 2 games. She didn't know what was in her collection. I finally took a look at it, and I'm like, so I'm taking these. And she's like, why are you taking my games? I'm like, because you're going to leave them here to die. I actually want to play these, okay? I actually want to at least play these. I will put them back.
Your mom bought a collection of PS2 games? She's a gamer too?
She's the one who got me into gaming when I was young. I picked up my first system, which was a Atari 2600 when I was 2, and it was hers. And she was
very cool.
She was like, he's 2 years old. He's not going to know how to do this thing. And then they looked at my score for Centipede, and they're like, he got a higher score than me.
Yeah, that's awesome, dude. I love stories like that. That's dope.
So that's why the joke in our channel is whenever like you see a user by the name of Latina Babe 64, we just call her Mama Retro, because that is Mama Retro. She'll come in every now and then and see me playing something stupid, and then she'll look at me like, Hito, why are you playing this game? You know what this game did to us when you were younger. Okay, why are you playing this game now? I'm like, because I want to pay it back.
Yeah, that's awesome, dude. I love that stuff because my mom, she checks out my stuff too, and I just like when families are like supportive like that and watch our shit. You know, that's hella cool.
She was surprised like how many people were watching at some point because it was my birthday stream. She's like, Hito, you got like 35 people watching you. What the hell are you doing? I'm like, you better not be doing anything, you know, salacious on the thing. I'm like, no, I get canceled immediately off of Twitch if I was.
Right. It's not OnlyFans, Mom.
She's like, what's
only Twitch?
She literally told me what was OnlyFans, and that was just like hilarious. I was dying of laughter on that whole situation. So,
oh man,
she saw that. She's like, you're playing these old games and people are liking it? ? You sure they don't prefer like Call of Duty? Because she's used to this now with her partner. She literally just watches him play Call of Duty or like Grand Theft Auto, and it just goes off like crazy. So it's like it's off the rails when it happens. So she's lost all hope in gaming just a little bit, but she likes puzzle games. She's actually the reason why I got into Bust a Move / Puzzle Bobble, because that was a game that we both played together. So, you know, if you ever see me rocking a hat with Bub and Bob on it, just know that was Mama Retro's fault.
Right.
So, I got the next question.
Okay.
All right. So, the question is, what... Okay, so, I lost track of my question for a second. What is the most expensive thing in your collection currently?
Go ahead, Albie. You first, bud.
Whip it out, Albie. Come on.
Yep.
The whole world needs to see.
So, I have the Sun and Moon Special Edition new 3DS XL.
Oh, that's nice.
It's
Probably
beautiful.
one of the most expensive things in my collection, and I got it completely by accident.
Really?
So, the story behind this 3DS, I had sent my standard black 3DS XL into Nintendo for repairs. It was right around the time just before they stopped doing 3DS XL repairs. Which, if you didn't know, they don't do those anymore. They try and replace it with a 2DS XL now.
Yep.
They didn't have standard colors anymore, and so they asked me what my color preference would be in case they weren't able to repair it. They just send a replacement. And all the options they gave me were all like limited edition consoles, and I'm like, wait, what? So I sent in a standard black console, and I got this back.
Oh, dude, winning. That's awesome. Hell yeah.
Smacking you with the rare for a little bit, just that is rare. That is rare.
How much does that 3DS go for right now?
Let me look.
It goes for a pretty penny, Wrecked. Oh my god. Especially now that the 3DS has been discontinued. It goes...
Well, I would say I don't really do handheld gaming that much, but I have a handheld that I've hung on to in the box for years because my parents bought it for me for my birthday, like randomly, like whatever year it came out. But I have the green and brown Legend of Zelda 2DS still in the box.
Ooh,
Like,
that's probably worth a pretty penny, actually.
That's also a pretty penny.
yeah, and it came with Ocarina of Time 3D on it or whatever, like preloaded or something. It's like $400 on eBay. I'm like, holy fuck, for a 2DS? That's insane.
Yep. So loose anywhere from $200 to $400 for this console. Complete in box is roughly $5.
Did they send you the box with it or just the console?
No, I just got the console. It didn't even have a fucking stylus with it. I had to buy styluses separately.
Okay. But dude, that's still a great come up though to get that limited edition console. That's amazing.
Yeah, like
That's why it sits on the shelf. It's not my daily driver console anymore.
Oh yeah, for sure.
we'll definitely do that.
See, that's tough because like my most expensive piece in this room is up for speculate. It's like I could speculate on it, but I won't know until I have it graded. So there was a story that came out recently that I've been following where a magazine graded by CGC graded a 9.6 or a 9.8. I can't remember off the top of my head, but it was a Nintendo Power Volume 1. And it sold for $100,000 at Heritage Auction. A 9.4 just sold at Heritage for $50,000. I have a pristine Nintendo Power Volume 1 that belonged to my uncle. And it's complete with the poster. It looks new. And he gave it to me years ago, and I would show you guys, but I'm so like I don't even have it out on display. I have it put away for that reason, because my idea was, I'm going to send it off and have it graded, because if it grades a 9.4, one just sold for $50,000 like a few weeks ago at auction, and it was all over the retro gaming space and stuff like that. So I talked to a couple people that are well versed in the grading space, because I've never had anything graded in my life. And I showed them the magazine and they were like, bro, you're dumb if you don't send it in to get graded. Like, that thing is minty. I don't know if it'll hit a 9.4. I don't know what it'll hit. But my thought process is, well, if a 9.4 went for $50,000 sold, if it's a 9, I'm thinking $10,000.
Yep.
You know, like, so again, that's why I mean it's speculative, because like I don't know until I get it graded, but something I for sure know the worth of it. I mean, I have my signed stuff, you know, by Charles Martinet, and then I have my World of Warcraft beer steins that those came out in 2008 and in 2009. I have 4 of them. I have one that is Horde themed, one that is Alliance themed, and 2 that are Lich King themed. And one of the Lich Kings is actually signed by the artist and it's numbered. I got those from a lady on Facebook Marketplace or Craigslist years ago for $25. And I didn't know what the hell they were. I'm a big Blizzard collector, or at least I was. And I was big into Diablo and World of Warcraft. And so I picked them up. I'm like, oh, these steins are really cool looking. I've never seen these before. $25, they're definitely worth displaying on the shelf. Well, I go to pick them up from this lady. I get home, and on the bottom of the steins, it tells you what they are. And so I start Googling them, and I'm like, this is not real. This has got to be a fucking joke, right? Like, there's no way I just scored. And at the time, it was 5 beer steins, but she had 2 doubles. She had 2 Horde steins, and bro, the Horde stein sells from anywhere from $250 to $300. The Alliance stein sells for $250 to $300. The regular Lich King stein that's not signed and numbered sells for $400 to $500, and the signed numbered Lich King stein with the gold trim has sold comps from anywhere from $700 to $1,000 on eBay, like actual sold listings all over the place. And I bought them for $25 like 6 years ago. Had no idea what the hell they were. So combined, that set, I could probably get $1,500 to $2,000 for those steins. So yeah, I would say those are some of my more expensive pieces. I also have a World of Warcraft server blade. It's an actual server blade from Blizzard's facility, and people actually played on this server. It was, you guys know what a server is, right? Yes. So it's like, for their 15-year anniversary, which was in 2020, Blizzard decided when they upgraded their hardware, they took all of the old server blades and put them in these acrylic 15-year anniversary boxes and sold them to the public. And I got one. My friend at the time bought it for me as a gift. I think he spent $200 on it. And now they are selling on eBay for about $1,000, which is insane to me. But I would never sell that because it's an actual server that people created their characters on, built relationships on. I mean, it is a piece of Blizzard history sitting in my living room, just like the very first Nintendo Power. Like all of these things, it's like I said earlier, it's a museum to me. It's preserving history. And yes, they're big value, high dollar items, but I love them so much and I want to share these things with people that I would never sell them, I
have 2 follow-up questions for that. One, the server blade, does it mention what server it was or no?
You know what? I don't think it does. It just says 15-year anniversary. So there's 2 different server blades that Blizzard has sold over time. There is the 15-year anniversary server blade, which usually goes between $700 and $1,000, which is the one that I have, and it says right on it 15-year whatever. And then there's another server blade that they released that goes for about $3,000 or more. That was actually signed by all of the developers of World of Warcraft, including Bobby Kotick, that piece of shit president over at Blizzard. I don't have that one, but I'm not necessarily sure if the one I have actually says what server it was, or if it's somewhere printed on the actual board itself. I don't really know. Or I can't remember because it's high up on the shelf, like way up on these Billy bookshelves. And so I would have to pull it down and examine it. But just to know that people built relationships on this server, and so many amazing things happened on this server, and it's just sitting in my living room. I just think the story behind it is so much cooler than $1,000. You know what I mean? I don't know. That's just me.
And the other one I mentioned the steins.
Yeah.
I was just looking on my shelf over here because I know River has a couple in here, and one of them happens to be a BlizzCon 10th anniversary one.
Yep, I've seen that one.
I think the other one's Star Wars themed. Yeah, it looks like that one's Star Wars themed.
I'll grab them and show you if you don't mind. They're right here. I mean, I have them right here on the shelf.
I'll do that right now. I'm going to grab my expensive item for a sec.
So what's funny is about the Steins, though, is I said I would never sell these things. I've been trying. Actually, the Steins are a different story. I have been trying to trade those Steins for other games for the collection for a while now. Like, because I'm going to keep the Server Blade, but the Steins I would like to trade for other retro games or retro gaming items, but trying to find someone who's into World of Warcraft and would really want these has been hard because it's a super niche collectible and they're expensive. Like for me personally, like I don't need cash for them. If the value of the item that someone wants to trade me is equivalent, then I'm all for trade too. If someone's going to enjoy the Steins and love them, that's a big WoW fan. But trying to find someone who wants to trade is like hard. You got to find that diehard Blizzard fan, that diehard WoW fan. You know what I mean? And I used to be that, but I haven't played WoW in years, so I don't really have any sentimental attachment to them anymore, to where I would rather trade them for something else, or even trade them for an item that's easier to fucking sell to get what I actually want. You know what I mean? Like, that's been a pain in the fucking ass. But yeah, I'll grab the Steins and I'll show them to you. Yeah. I think, River said she would like to see them as well. So I'll grab them real quick.
River is my partner. She is very, very big into WoW. In fact, I was actually on WoW with her this morning.
Speaking of which, I have my item here right now. So this is a collector's edition that came out for Undertale, and y'all know I love me like my quirky RPGs. Quirky RPGs are like my favorite thing, and this is my Undertale collector's edition right here with a actual gold-plated locket from the game itself. I can actually open this a little bit and show you. So this locket is pretty much like very priceless. It does its thing, and it's literally the locket from Undertale itself. So it even plays like a little theme song to the locket itself, and well,
nice.
So it's based on the Undertale locket that Frisk and Chara wear on Azrael. It comes with the game itself. It came with the soundtrack, everything, and if you can hear it, I can wind it up a little bit. But you can hear it right here. If I could just... There we go.
Pick it up.
It plays the theme from the song itself with some music box inscription too.
Nice.
What is that?
This is the Undertale Collector's Edition when they finally did a physical release for the Switch and PS4. Because I like to treat indie games a little bit like we kind of coined the term in a Long Island Retro where we call games that have like a retro feel to it that are indie neo retro. So
okay.
I think, and at one point, let's face it, some of these games were indie games in themselves back then. So I wanted to actually get the collector's edition of this because this is a game that is inspired off of Earthbound, and I love games that have quirky RPG elements like Earthbound did back then, and now Undertale, Deltarune, Omori. There's many games that now have this type of style that were inspired by Earthbound to go into this, and I got the collector's edition when they finally started physically releasing Undertale, and yeah, this is the locket from Undertale. This is the one that you'll find on the main character, and it's the final item you get in the game that basically raises your defense to like a high, phenomenal level, and basically also reminds the main villain of the game to actually, it goes to a really nice conclusion and everything. It comes with the game. Right. It comes with the whole soundtrack as well, and it also comes with sheet music for the game. So when I get a guitar at some point, I can actually start playing some of the music on content at least. So
yeah, I've never played Undertale. Oh, Mikey just said in chat that he played it last night for the first time. What a coincidence. That's cool. It's
a really good game, and honestly, like, it's the most random game ever, but it's really it's a really fun game to play, and honestly, if you're an Earthbound fan, just know that the inspiration's there from Earthbound in that game, and it's one of the more precious games that I enjoy. Although I'm not gonna lie, the fandom really did kind of knock it downhill because people wanted to go crazy and a little too much on people for playing this game, and it's even scared some people from streaming it as well, because there's some people who get way into the fandom. They'll just go crazy and they'll basically mock you for not playing the game soon enough or going off on people, and
Right.
at the end of the day, like, it's still a game I enjoy minus the fandom. And this is my collector's edition. This was about $150, and my partner got it for me for my birthday this year. So
Very nice. That's awesome.
It literally tears me up. But a tie would be my Silent Hill 2 and 3 games and Robopon 2 here, which go for about like 150.
Oh man, I wish you were a Blizzard fan, Hito, because those Silent Hills, man, I want those games, bro. All right, so I got the Steins. They're in really excellent shape. No chips or damage to the paint at all. I've kept them really nice. They've been on the shelf for display for years, But here is the
wow.
This is the Alliance Stein.
Those are very nice.
And then it tells you on the bottom what they are. They are officially licensed by Blizzard. So they're not like fan made or anything. They are actual Blizzard products, just like your Stein. And then here's the Horde. The Horde Stein is actually really cool.
We gotta get that HVC spinning table just to show them off. It goes bum, 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 bum.
And then here is the regular Lich King Stein.
Ooh.
Just rotate it for the camera. Just put it on that table.
Nice.
And then here is the Legendary Edition Lich King Stein, where all of the trim and the lid is in gold, and this one is the one that is numbered. And this one is a low number. It's 153 out of 750. So there was only 700. There was only 750 of these made. So it's the same as the Lich King Stein you just saw, but everything is in gold, like the lid, the paint trim, and it is signed by the artist, where the other one is not, and this one is numbered. So yeah, this one is the one that goes for 700 to 1,000 on eBay is what I've seen them sold for, and they were all released in 2008 for the Alliance and Horde, and 2009 for the Lich King Stein. So. Yep. Yeah, I mean, dude, I've been trying to get rid of these things for fucking ever, just because, like, there are other things I would rather have. Like, I legit, like, no bullshit, I want a PS5. I'm not even joking. And I've been like, I've even hit up retro game stores that my friends own, and I'll be like, hey, bro, I got these WoW Steins. And they're like, dude, they're cool as fuck, but I don't really have a market for those in my store, and they're, like, super expensive. And I'm like, bro, I don't want cash. I just want to trade you. Please take my fucking Steins. Like, so yeah, like I'm just, there's other things I want. Like, I want Kuon, I want Rule of Rose, I want fucking the Silent Hill games, I want a PS5. Like, there's other things I'd rather have than the Steins. Like, I'm downsizing my Blizzard collection because I have a fuck ton of Blizzard stuff back there, dude. I have action figures that were first release action figures back from the late 90s for Diablo and World of Warcraft and stuff. Like, I have so many rare BlizzCon exclusives that you could only get at the BlizzCon conventions over the years. I probably have like 5 or 10 of them, like different items that you could only get at the con if you were a guest. Like, I have a lot of really cool stuff from Blizzard, and it's like, those days are kind of behind me. Like, I feel like I'll always love Diablo, but like World of Warcraft hasn't been important to me since like 2012. So I'm just kind of like sitting on these, and I'm like, well,
Bethesda took over a little bit.
Oh man, I really hope you have not played Diablo 4 yet.
I have played Diablo 4.
I have not been impressed so far, at least in my opinion.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I've only played. My brother bought it for me as a gift because he knew like I'm really into Diablo and all that. Mm-hmm. I'm gonna be honest with you. I wasn't a huge fan of Diablo 3. I love Diablo 2 and Diablo 1. I still will play those to this day, and I loved Diablo 2 Resurrected. I thought it was fantastic, like what they did. Diablo 4, I have played maybe 2 hours of Diablo 4, and I just haven't really had time because, dude, I have so many games that are on my backlog. Not even the retro games, just new games. Like Resident Evil 4 Remake, I barely just finished, and that shit came out in March. Like, I got Tears of the Kingdom, Hogwarts Legacy, Diablo 4, Baldur's Gate 3. I'm like I'm overwhelmed right now.
I feel you on that one because I have Battle Network, which, by the way, the Battle Network Legacy Collection has like 10 games in it, so that's going to be one whole thing that I have to do. Advance Wars came out, Pikmin 4 came out, Tears of the Kingdom I'm still doing right now. I'm still doing Octopath 2, and that came out in March. I'm doing legitimately Bravely Default 2 now since I got caught up with all my Bravely Default stuff. Like, backlogging is actually should be another topic at some point, but still.
Yeah.
I have things on my backlog from like 2008 still.
Yeah, I mean, dude, I have a room full of retro games that and I've admitted this. I've had conversations with other collectors. It's like, bro, out of those 1,000 games, how many have you really played? And I'm like, probably 5% of them. And he's like, me too. And I'm like, bro, like, that's just like, you buy all these games because they're like, oh my god, I'm gonna play this, it's gonna be amazing, it looks so much fun, I've always wanted to play this. And then you buy it and you stick it on the shelf and you're like, I'm gonna come back to you, and you never fucking do. All of you in chat, you never fucking do. You never do. It sits on the shelf and you never play it.
Which goes to the question that Mikey just asked us right now, which was, do you prioritize the backlog or just fuck it?
Fuck it.
Fuck it.
Fuck it.
Fuck it.
Straight up fuck it. Like I said, I've got stuff on my backlog from like 2008. Like, Dragon Age Origins is on my backlog. And I bought that when it first came out.
Dragon Age Origins?
Yeah.
Oh, that needs to jump to the front of the line, Albie, because that game is one of my favorites of all time. That made my top 10 RPG list of all time. I love Dragon Age Origins. It is so good.
I bought it. I bought the Awakening expansion for it. Like, I opened the Awakening expansion, haven't even touched it.
Oh, dude, I love the Dragon Age games. 2 is probably my least favorite, but I'm excited for the 4th one coming. But my favorite games, as far as RPGs go, like, I like JRPGs, but I prefer Western RPGs like the Skyrims, the Dragon Age, the Fables, and stuff like that, or you know, Fallouts and shit like that. I like games like that, but I will get down on some, you know, I like Final Fantasy. I do like, you know, I'm starting to get into Dragon Quest and the Tales franchise and stuff like that. But dude, Dragon Age Origins, you gotta check that one out, man. That game is so dope. I mean, now if you're gonna play it now, it's gonna feel a little dated, right? Because it's almost like, it's kind of, the movement on it is like, or it almost feels like an MMO the way the combat is. It definitely, like, part 2 is a hack and slash, but part 1 is like point and click, like Final Fantasy 12 meets like an MMO where it's like you click on the enemy and you do a basic attack unless you use like a special ability, then you push that button. It feels like playing WoW. It feels like you're playing WoW. It really does. But definitely worth playing.
All right. Now, next question. What is the weirdest item? What is what you consider the weirdest item in your collection?
I swear to God, Hito, I'm so glad you asked this question because I fucking found it yesterday at the thrift store, and it's right here.
Answers for this one.
It's only been in there for a day. How does it count as the weirdest?
Because it's fucking weird, and you're gonna agree with me when you see this shit. I was at the thrift store yesterday, and I bought this thing for like $5. It's a sealed game, okay? But there's a reason why it's fucking weird. It is a copy of Xena Warrior Princess, okay? But look at this, okay? So it's factory sealed. It is a DVD game, so it is meant to go in your DVD player. Okay, but the reason I bought it was because on the front it has a sticker that says also plays on PlayStation 2. because I saw that PlayStation 2 sticker on there, the little gold sticker up in the corner, and I was like, also plays on PlayStation 2. What the fuck does that mean? Like what is this even for? Is this a PC game? Like, what is this? And then I start reading the back. I'm like, this is a DVD interactive game, and the reason these motherfuckers put works on PlayStation 2 is because PlayStation 2 is a DVD player, and they were trying to upsell this and make it look more appealing. Like, oh my god, it's a Xena PlayStation 2 game, when no, it's a fucking DVD game. And they and dude, the way they put PlayStation 2 on here is they put PlayStation and then they put 2 lines instead of like a number 2. It's so bootleg and generic, bro, that I had to pick this shit up for the collection. And get this, the name of the game is Xena Warrior Princess Girls Just Wanna Have Fun. Like, get the fuck out of here, dude.
Did Cyndi Lauper like freaking credit the song or something? Like, is it in the damn game? Like,
bro,
what?
This was released. Wait, hold on. It says PC friendly, minimum operating system, Windows 95 or Windows 98, Pentium class processor with 16 megabytes of RAM. And then it also says you need a DVD ROM drive and DVD decoder capability. So you can play this on computer if you have a DVD drive, or you can play it in a DVD player, and you can play it in a PS2. This is the weirdest shit in my collection. You understand now why this has become I've never bought no weird shit like this in my life.
You won. Just take the medal. Take the goddamn medal.
You can take the W on that one. Mine is not that weird.
I mean, I have some weird shit which I'm about to pull out from my video games monthly boxes, but hold on, because I do have something that's also factory sealed, but I didn't ask for this obviously because it was random games a month. But right. Albie, you're next.
Yeah. So my weird thing is actually this little doohickey here. This is specifically a wireless adapter for a Game Boy Micro.
That is weird. Like to hook it up to your Wi-Fi?
No. Certain games late in the Game Boy Advance's life cycle had where
like a link, like a link cable.
Yes, it was basically like a wireless link cable.
Gotcha. Okay.
It had the one for the Game Boy Micro was specific for the Micro, but the generic ones for like the regular Game Boy Advance you could use on a regular GBA or a Game Boy Advance SP. But since the port is different on the Micro,
my dude just pulled out a Game Boy Micro. It had to have its own
proprietary. Yeah, I did.
Dude, that's freaking awesome. I remember the wireless link cables for the Game Boy Advance, but I never had a Micro. That is really cool. I love that.
I got this, actually, funny story. It didn't come with the wireless adapter. I had a friend of mine in Japan sent me that, actually. But I got this Game Boy Micro through a Facebook Marketplace ad with 2 games and the original charge cable for $100.
Oh, that's not bad. What games did you get?
It was Tony Hawk, Pro Skater 4, and some Game Boy Advance video.
Yeah. Gotcha. Okay.
Which can we just talk about the fact that so I made this joke all the time, like I never got a Micro, but I did get 4 Game Boy Advance SPs. I don't know why. But you know why.
Me and my brother had like fucking felt like 100 of those SPs just lying around the house. Like our parents just kept buying them for us when we were growing up. Like, but I had a Game Boy Color, I had a Game Boy Advanced, and I had a Game Boy Advance SP. My brother had a PSP. But honestly, dude, the last handheld system that I legit played and owned was a DS Lite, and I remember getting that at KB Toys. My grandma bought it for me and my brother to share, and she bought us a copy of Pokemon Pearl. And honestly, besides that Zelda 2DS I was telling you guys about, I haven't been into handheld gaming since like the DS Lite or DSi era. Like I just stopped playing it, like just because I prefer a bigger screen. I just stopped liking the really small screen. It just wasn't comfortable for me to play anymore.
Yeah.
So You wanna know something really? Now, mind you, the games that I have, they're not really that weird. However, here's the problem: it's the circumstance on how I got them. So, for those of you who knows my TikToks, I would always monthly pull out a video games monthly box, and I would get one every month. So there'll be times that I would record these on TikTok and pull them off. Now, this is the weird shit that happened. In one of my boxes for the month, y'all saw me swear up and down over this bullshit. I got this sealed. I got this one of those poker games sealed. Those World Poker Tour. But wait, that's not the weird part of this. Not only did I get it sealed in box, I also got it loose in cartridge too, the same game.
Shut up. I would have been
In the
pissed.
same box?
I was so pissed.
I would have complained.
This is when I canceled the account, when I found out this shit happened.
Yeah,
okay?
dude, fuck
I was
that.
angry because, mind you, I was getting games like Yoshi's Cookie, which I never got, but I finally got it in my collection at least. That's a game worth having. To Wario Land 3, literally in Japanese, the Japanese one, and I have the English one in here too. Like, I've had all that shit happen. I also have Pro Skater 2 for Tony Hawk in here, because, shit happened. Rules of Phineas, Shrek 2 is in here as well. Like, they gave me a whole bunch of shit.
See, I do the same thing you do, Hito, but I go with a company called Retrogade Treasure, and I pay $40 a month, and they send me a box, and I get between 3 and 5 games or whatever, and you go through, and I'm sure yours is the same way.
Yep.
But you tell them what consoles you want to collect for, but then it even has you niche down within that console and tell them what types of games you like playing, so that way I don't end up with fucking poker games, right? Like, so like I clearly put I like horror games, I like 3D platformers, I like RPGs, and I at first picked like a bunch of consoles that I wanted them to send me shit from, including imports, because that was an option too. Like, do you mind if it's an import? Well, I have been really into the 6th gen right now. So what I did was I really niched down my list. So the only thing that they send me now is either GameCube, original Xbox, or PlayStation 2. And that is it, because I was getting really bizarre games all over the board. And, so I've been happy with the last couple months getting my Gen 6 stuff.
I might actually take you up on that, because I'm not gonna lie. I kept getting some of the games and they were weird. I was like, I'm getting some things I want, but I'm getting things that I don't want. And I also got this Japanese game. Now, this is the weirdest one because I haven't touched this. But it's called Alleyway. I think it's supposed to be like a Breakout clone for the Game Boy Color.
It's a Breakout clone.
So I was like, okay, well, that's fun. I don't want it though. And then I just have like a whole bunch of Nickelodeon games that are in here, by the way, including 2 copies of Pirates of the Caribbean, The Curse of the Black Pearl. Even though I checked that one off my list. I got Jimmy Neutron, The Attack of the Twonkies. I have Rocket Power, Beach Bandits. I have all of these Nickelodeon-based games. I'm like,
so the company that you get your mystery box from, when they send you when they send you a game, do they put that game down on their list so they don't send it to you twice?
No, I have to check it off, which I did that, and I still got the same game.
So Retrogade Treasure, the way they do it is you can actually go system by system and check off the ones you already have in your collection. Yep. Not only that, but the ones that they do send you, they themselves will automatically check that off the list, so they will never send you a duplicate of a game they have sent you.
Yep.
And if you go through and you put the games you have, they actually check your list and make sure that they don't send you a duplicate of a game you already had that wasn't from them. So like if you like I have over 160 PlayStation 2 games, but I actually took the time to go through and check off the ones that I had because I don't want duplicates.
Exactly.
Right? Now that's going to make it harder for them to find me fucking games that are within the budget, right? Because when you do these mystery boxes, right? It's a $40 mystery box. So don't expect to get Chrono Trigger, right? Like, just don't. That's not how they make their money. Okay. I'm not saying they never put a big gem in there based on other things, other money that they've made. Maybe they'll throw in a really cool one once in a while, like a lottery kind of deal. But what I'm saying is out of all my mystery boxes, I paid $40 a month for it, and they have been between $30 and $60 in value. So I've always made my money back. So I've always been happy with it for the most part. And 9 times out of 10, they've either sent me sealed games or complete games in the box with manual. I have only gotten 2 games out of the last 8 months, and mind you, it's 3 to 5 games a box, so you do the math.
Yep.
I've only gotten 2 games that were disc only. Out of all of those games, the rest have either been sealed or complete in box in pretty good shape.
The PlayStation games they sent me were just CD, which I got a whole bunch. I even got Crash Bandicoot 2, funny enough.
And see, that's another question they ask you in your form that you fill out with them. Are you a collector? Do you care about complete in box? And I put absolutely yes. So they do their damnedest to make sure you're going to get a complete in box copy, which I appreciate. So far, I can recommend Retro Game Treasure. I have a couple of my videos up, or I should say TikToks or shorts of me unboxing a couple of these. I haven't done all of them. Not gonna lie, I was trying to get sponsored by them and do unboxings every month, but I never heard back. Never heard back from them. Retro Game Treasure, if you're listening, I buy your shit every month for the past year. Like,
I tried the sponsorships. I tried doing the sponsorships thing to the Video Games Monthly because I tagged them every month, but didn't work out as well.
Yeah, I mean, I know that RGT85 did a couple sponsored videos for Retro Game Treasure back in the day, and he's like the face of their website or whatever. Or he's not like an owner or anything, but like he liked their product years ago, and ever since then, because it's RGT85 and he's a big retro YouTuber, they plastered him all over the front page of their website, even though he's not like endorsed by them anymore or anything. But like, they're good. I like them. I think it's worth $40, and it's fun to literally open up and get like, oh my God, I would have never got that game. That's cool to add to the collection. And if it's something you don't give a fuck about, just trade it in and get something you want. Who cares?
That is the plan of what I'm doing with most of these, because mind you, I already have Crash Bandicoot 2. I could trade that for somebody who needs that to finish their trilogy. And even better, they did give me imports, and they gave me a rare import, which was Pokemon Gold, Japanese edition right here.
That's cool. Hell so yeah, dude.
I got some gems. I even got this Yu Yu Hakusho Spirit Detective game. I used to like the Yu Yu Hakusho series, and I got this for the Game Boy, and this was the one that I needed to finish a collection that I already have.
Oh, dude, that's awesome. The imports they gave me was like, they gave me Dragon Quest. They gave me 2 different Dragon Quest games for the Super, or not for Super, but for the regular Famicom. Which was dope. So I have a couple Dragon Quest games for the Famicom, but I don't really. Imports for the most part tend to be extremely cheap, complete in box.
Yep.
Right? Like they're not expensive. Like, so for a while I was really into collecting Super Famicom and N64 Japanese games in the box, though. They had to be in the cardboard. Otherwise, I didn't want them. So when I was doing Retro Game Treasure and they're like, do you want imports? I put, yeah, I want imports, not thinking, oh, they're just going to send you the cartridge, bro. They're not going to send you the cardboard box for these games. And then I got my first couple, and it was like the Dragon Quest games, but they're not in the box. And I'm like, yeah, I like the box art of Japanese games. That's why I get them. I don't want them without the box. I don't want loose cartridges of Japanese games. So I just canceled doing that with them.
Yep. Hold on a sec. Just try to, there we go. Also, if anybody wants to get this off my hands because I don't want it in my collection, please someone take it off of me.
Wait, what is it? Harry Potter? And is that the Prisoner of Azkaban or Goblet of Fire?
Prisoner of Azkaban. Can someone take this one off of me? I don't want it.
Yeah, that one was.
How much is that game going for? Like $20, $15?
I don't care. Just take it from me. I don't want it.
Dude, my son's nursery is Harry Potter. We had a Harry Potter wedding. My wife is obsessed. Like, that is her jam. I have a bunch of like all the original like old PC games, like the big box PC games of Harry Potter that I bought for her, even though, and they're display pieces like the Quidditch game or Chamber of Secrets and the original Sorcerer's Stone, all on PC because the boxes are big and they're cool. But yeah, she likes the Harry Potter games. That's why I bought her Hogwarts Legacy, because she's like, I thought she would play it, and she has basically made a character and that's it. And the game came out in like February. Like, I thought she would be more into it.
Like I said, just take it off my hands. I don't want it. Like, I don't need it.
Well, if you ever want to if you want to get rid of it, let me know, because my wife loves her some Harry Potter, and she would probably play it with the kiddo.
Also, we were making jokes about this game earlier, and I found it, and they did send me this game in the collection.
Did they really?
Tasmania. It's Tasmania.
They actually gave it to me. I was laughing.
I've
like,
never actually played the Game Boy one. I played it on Super Nintendo.
I didn't know it was. I didn't know it was for the Super Nintendo as well. So I was just like, wait a minute, weren't you guys just talking about this game? Here it is. I found it.
So,
but all in all together, yeah, I do like the collecting aspect of. Oh my god, let me put these safe because these need to be safe. But yeah, I would definitely like to do that company a little bit better, because there was even a time that they lost one of my boxes and they didn't even give me a refund.
Really?
They lost one of my boxes. Well, correction, they didn't lose one of my boxes. United Postal Service lost one of my boxes because yeah.
Fortunately, I haven't had that issue or anything like that happen with Retro Game Treasure, but look into them, make an account, and go through and just compare and contrast, like, from where you were subscribed versus Retro Game Treasure, and see how much more details they allow you to give to kind of really figure out who you are as a collector. Because so far I've been pretty happy with the games they've given me, dude. Like, honestly, like, they're pretty good. I've gotten quite a few GameCube games. Like, I got Bounty Hunter, which is the Boba Fett or Jango Fett, whatever, for GameCube. I got the Turok Evolution for GameCube. I got Shrek 2 for the GameCube. I got
that too.
I got Dead to Rights for the GameCube. I got some really good PS2 games. I'm a big Lord of the Rings fan, so I got Lord of the Rings, Aragon's Quest for the PS2, but it was factory sealed, which, as a Lord of the Rings person, I thought that was really dope, even though it's not a very expensive game. Like, it's sealed and it's fucking Lord of the Rings, so that's awesome. So yeah, dude, I've been really happy with the games they've given me, and I've played a few of them, and I recommend Retro Game Treasure for sure to at least look at, because I mean, for $40 a month, you can, and they'll even, like, you can even check off if you want peripherals, bro. They'll send controllers and memory cards if you really wanted it. So, like, I've gotten brand new, like, third-party N64 memory cards and, like, cool shit like that. So definitely check them out if you like the fun of it, right? If you want to make a video with it, it's good content and it's fun to get to open it up with your viewers. You know what I mean?
Definitely. I've been doing more of, like, the videos on my Macari finds, because these are hard. Because, mind you, I find games at cheaper prices on Macari very quickly. And I check beforehand if they're, like, repros before originals, and most of these are not repros. I've only had one repro situation, and I got it returned back, and I got everything there. But Macari definitely has helped out with a lot of my retro collecting stuff. And this one was in my crusade last year when I was at Long Island Retro.
Oh, dude, that's cool. That's a cassette case that they turn into a Game Boy holder. I've seen those. Those are hella cool. Mm-hmm. And that's an awesome way to display your Game Boy games if you don't have the original boxes, dude, for sure.
Like, I was thinking of doing that.
For my Pokemon games, I do have some DS style cases for the Gen 1, 2, and 3 games.
That's cool. It just makes the collection look nicer, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. All right, so...
Oh, real quick, because you said you had an issue with Macari, one repro issue.
Yeah.
Bro, I had a fucking issue with a seller, not with Macari themselves.
I remember this.
Probably about a month ago. So I had made a video about it because I bought a fucking copy of... what was it? Clock Tower 3 for the PlayStation 2. It's like an $80 game. Now, opened. $80 complete, but it's opened. This guy was advertising it on his Mercari as factory sealed. And I was like, holy fuck, factory sealed for $80 is a steal. So I'm gonna buy this. So I bought it. And I bought a couple other games off of this person. I bought a sealed copy of what is it? Fatal Frame 3. I bought Fatal Frame 1 off of them as well. So I bought 3 banger horror games, right, that were not cheap. And I get them, and I'm looking at Clock Tower 3, and I'm like, this doesn't look right. Like, this looks like shrink wrap. This does not look like a real PlayStation 2 seal, like, at all. And I asked people, and I made a TikTok about it, and everybody in the community was like, bro, that's a fucking reseal. That is not sealed. Yeah. So I was like, fuck it. And I haven't released the second part of the video yet, but I said, I filmed it, and I was like, fuck it, guys, we're opening it. And I messaged the guy on Mercari, I said, before I opened it, and I said, hey, bro, this looks like a reseal. And this guy like almost went off on me. He was like, no, dude, like, I'm telling you, I got it off a collector. It's legit, bro. I'm telling you, it's legit. And I'm like looking, I'm like, bro, there's dirt under the shrink wrap, I think. Like, it almost looks like it's dirty under the plastic, which means it would have had to have been open and resealed. He swore up and down and was fighting with me on it. And I was like, fuck it, we're opening it. I don't care at this point. It looks fake as fuck anyway. So I open it, bro, and the game was scratched. The manual was, granted, it was still in really, really good condition under the shrink wrap. Like, it was worth every penny of $80. But I straight up hammered and laid into that fucking guy. I said, you know what, dude? I filmed this thing for my fucking channel, and from start to finish opening it, so you can't say that I fucking lied. I'm sending this video to Mercari. You're advertising this stuff is sealed, but you clearly don't know what you're talking about. Don't insult my intelligence. You advertise it as sealed. It is not sealed. You fucking lied, so I'm going to turn this into Mercari. Now, mind you, the guy probably didn't. I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt because his online store on Mercari, he had a 5 out of 5 star rating with thousands of reviews, and all he sells is video games. So it was probably like, yeah, he probably bought it off someone not knowing and thinking it was a sealed game, and sold it genuinely thinking it was sealed, and it wasn't a real seal, which totally could have happened. And dude, when I sent him that message saying that I'm going to send it to Mercari, and I he basically, like, before I could get another word out, bro, on my phone, I get a notification from my email, like, instantly saying, so-and-so has refunded your purchase. And I look at the message, and he goes, I refunded the full amount of the game. Please don't turn this into Mercari. Just keep the game. And I'm like, bro, like, I wasn't trying to get a free game out of you. And he's like, dude, I don't want you, basically, I don't want you to tarnish my 5-star review on Mercari. Yeah. And basically plaster all over my fucking Mercari that I sell resealed games. You know what I mean? So yeah, he sent my $80 back plus shipping, and I still have Clock Tower 3 in really great condition, complete on my shelf, and it was free because the dude know what you're fucking selling, dude. Yeah. Like, I was gonna return the game to him, but he refunded the money and told me to keep it. Fuck it, I'm gonna keep it. It's not like I didn't buy 2 or 3 other expensive games off you already, but it's like, bro, as a collector, these fucking things matter. Don't tell me the condition of something, and then when it shows up, it's not what you matched up to. It's not what I fucking ordered. Because the guy got super defensive and was like, well, bro, $80 for an open game is still a good deal. I go, I know that is, but that's not what you advertised. That's not what you listed it as. You listed it as brand new factory sealed, and it is not. So that's your fucking problem, not mine. Like, so yeah, just know what you're selling when it comes to retro collecting, because condition does matter, and you have to be super honest and upfront with people.
Exactly. Oh, I wanted to add to the weird list of this, by the way. I wanted to round back to the weird list. I have a copy. Now, this is obviously a patch that they added to this game, and it's a ROM that's been added to this game, obviously, but I have a copy of Mother 3 English Patched.
Oh, you've showed me that before, dude.
This is going to be one of the games that I play in the future, and this is going to probably be one of the YouTube games I play, because I have done all of the Mother games except this one on stream. I know the ending of it. I know I'm going to cry about it, but it's still going to happen.
So wait, Hito, how do you play your Game Boy games on stream? Do you plug it into your Game Boy player and then plug your GameCube into like a capture card?
That is correct. I have my upscaler on most of my systems with a switch box, so I can switch between a majority of my older consoles. And what I do since I have my Game Boy player on the Game Boy, I just put this in, and we work it. This is actually how I did my Pokemon Sapphire Nuzlocke on YouTube, which, if you haven't checked it out, it's on my YouTube. So yeah, definitely.
Yeah, go subscribe right now.
I'm trying my best to do things. I'm doing stupider videos, but they're still funnier. Because I recently just did a video about a show that I enjoy, which I know Plum probably knows, which is RuPaul's Drag Race. I was like, what would happen if we had these low budget characters on a season of Drag Race, and let's see what happens. And apparently Adeline won the freaking whole thing from Kirby 64. Adeline won the whole thing, and I'm just like, this is ridiculous. How could you have outdone people like Jodie Summer and Pauline? This makes no sense. You know what? It's fine. We'll do a season 2 with this, and we'll call it a day. Thank you very much.
So Hito, I did have a question for you.
Got it.
So did you have another question for us? Because unfortunately, my wife and kids are about to be home any minute, and I promised them I would help them bathe the kids and get them settled in when she gets home. Did you have one more question, another question for us before I have to go?
I do have our final thoughts, but you can ask your question first.
Oh, no, I was just wondering if you had a question for us before I had to go, if you had one more lined up.
No, we're about to go into the final thoughts of the video, actually, and end it right now, because we're almost at 9:30.
Oh, cool.
Yep.
Perfect. Sounds good. Then I'll stay till we're done. Let's wrap it
up.
Our final thoughts. Yeah.
Final thoughts on video game collecting. Either one of you could start.
Go ahead, Albie.
Oh, I do it because I enjoy it. If you like collecting stuff, I would say it's something you could potentially get into. Be prepared. Certain games may be very expensive.
Oh yeah.
Speaking from experience.
Some games won't be factory sealed; they'll just be resealed. You know, just it happens.
Yep. Always do your due diligence on that. I myself, I have been kind of helping with a Discord / subreddit called Game Verifying. You submit pictures to the Reddit. We take a look at them based on certain criteria, and we kind of tell if it's legit or fake.
Yeah, because you being a Pokemon collector know firsthand that the number one games that are faked are Pokemon cartridges right now.
Yep.
Like honestly, that's unless Mercari shows you in that picture a picture of the board itself, I would not trust a lot of that Pokemon cartridge shit on eBay or Mercari at this point. Like, I want to hold it, I want to see it, I want to open it, I want to see the board. Like, there are ways to tell on the case if it's real or not, but sometimes it's harder through a picture. And if I don't see that board, I don't know, man. Like, it's sketchy.
Typically, at least on our end, we can do it from front of the cartridge and back, just from having the front and back of the cartridge.
Yep.
Right. Well, because I know I think on the Game Boy Advanced Pokemon games, there's that little like gold or silver square on the back that you can see through the translucent. You know what I'm talking about? It's on like it would be on the left-hand side. It's like a little silver square. Yeah, that's a big one. And then there's like a certain numbers.
We actually can't use the gold squares as a verification method anymore. There are bootlegs out there with it now.
Oh, dude, they're getting better. They're getting better. That's fucked. Oh man. Oh dude. Yeah, I'm too scared. I still have my original red version right here in front of me. I keep it up on the shelf. It is from when I was a little kid. Still got it.
Still have my blue.
So that's my baby. I love that game. It's probably the oldest game that I have from my original collection because, you know, I was a dumb kid and traded everything in for the new shit growing up. So I have my original copy of Star Fox for the Super Nintendo, and I have my Pokemon Red, and I have my original Nintendo 64. That's what I've got.
Just got a thing in recently for my N64.
Hell yeah, dude.
It's the cartridge tray to take the region lock out.
Oh, nice, dude. Yeah.
Because I can actually have props I can show. So I have actually both the North American and the Japanese copy of Pokemon Stadium. What we would know as Pokemon Stadium 2.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
So if you see on the back of my camera's kind of crap. But
it's the notches in the back are different.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. So the North American one, they're all the way out on the edge. The Japanese and European cartridges, they're actually recessed in a little bit.
Yeah.
So I got a cartridge tray recently that actually just eliminates those out altogether.
Yeah, dude, I saw they sell something like that on Amazon. It just plugs into your N64, and then you could plug any game into it. It's like an insert that you can put it.
Not even that. This was one I physically took my N64 apart and replaced the tray.
Okay, now see, I've seen people take their N64s apart and actually cut out the pieces of plastic, preventing them from using it. Like, if you just want to cut it out yourself, you can do that. But I know
paid like $6 for a 3D printed tray.
Yeah, and I know that Hyperkin makes like a freaking little adapter that plugs right into it as well. That's a little bit more expensive.
Just like what they do with NES cartridges and Super Famicons.
But dude, there are certain games like for N64 that it's like, or even GameCube, right? Like I have all of the Mario Party games for GameCube, but they are all Japanese because the American Mario Party games for GameCube are expensive as fuck, and there's 4, 5, 6, and 7. There's 4 games that are $50 to $100 a piece. The Japanese versions are way cheaper, and do you really need to know how to read Japanese to play a Mario Party game?
I actually I still have all my Mario Party games for the GameCube. I just need the cases. I just need the cases.
I have the disc for Mario Party 4 somewhere.
Yeah, well, you guys are lucky because I don't.
I still have them from old times, but yeah. You're next up, Rex.
A lot of my pre-GameCube collection stuff, so like my N64, a lot of my N64 stuff's here, but anything prior to that, so like my NES and Super Nintendo stuff, is still in a storage unit at my house. Yeah,
right.
All right, Rex, you're up next.
So when it comes to collecting for me, and I would say this to anybody, you know, yeah, there are scummy people out there in the community, right? And no, I don't think every reseller is a scumbag. I think there is a right and wrong way to do things. I think that there's nothing wrong with making it your business or something you like to do is to buy and flip video games. But again, I do believe there's a right and wrong way to do it. I don't do it personally very often. Sometimes I buy things and I trade them for other games that I want. So, you know, but there are gatekeeping, scummy fucking people in the community that try to tell you how to play your games, you know, whether, you know, just emulate them, or, you know, a purist who's like, you're not doing it right. You got to play it on a CRT on original hardware, or, you know, there are douchebags in every type of hobby. There really is. Fuck those people. If I could give any of you listening a piece of advice, fuck all of those people. They don't matter. Don't let anybody ever tell you how to play your video games and how to have fun and enjoy yourself, because that's not what it's about. Video games are about doing what makes you happy. If you're not having fun, then what the hell is the point in playing video games? So don't let people tell you how to collect. Don't tell people how to play your games, and don't be a scumbag. Don't rip people off, and don't gatekeep and try to make people feel bad for enjoying games the way they want to enjoy them, no matter what it is. I don't care if you like mobile games. I don't care if you like Fortnite. I don't care if you like fucking Barbie Dreamhouse Adventure 3 or whatever the fuck. If you like games, play the fuck out of those games and always enjoy it. Always love doing what you're doing, and fuck everybody else. They don't matter.
I just want to add on to that, because that's also my final thought when it comes to it. This is why I have a rule when it comes to gaming. I don't call a single game trash, because that's always a treasure to someone else. And you know the old quote where it says one's trash is another person's treasure at the end of the day.
Yep.
So
my wife loves Mary-Kate and Ashley's Magical Mystery Mall on the PlayStation 1. Right?
Yep.
It's to somebody somewhere, if the video game makes them happy, who cares? Why do you have to shit on people for having a good time and being a nerd and enjoying what they love? Like, why do you have to be a fucking asshole? like there's no point in it at all. Like, just shut up and go play your Madden, you fucking asshole.
I'm not a fan of Madden, but I'm not going to shit on the next person to go that. The only argument for that would be I could do that in real life. I could play football in real life, but if you want to play it virtually, be my guest. Have fun.
But yeah, that's my thoughts on collecting. It's expensive. You have to find what you love and really understand what you're getting into. There are consoles that are worth collecting. that are not going to break the bank, like original Xbox, PS3, 360. Those are nice consoles to get into and ease into the collecting hobby itself because they're not crazy expensive. But if you're the type of person who's like, I want Sega Saturn, Dreamcast, and GameCube, you better have some money. So like really, if it's a hobby you want to get into, study it, learn it, really understand it. There's nothing wrong with emulation. If you want the physical card or cart, but you can't afford it, emulate it until you can get one. Get an EverDrive cartridge if you want to play on original hardware. Like, there are ways to do these things. There are ways to preserve these games' history, sharing it with your family, your friends, and your kids, streaming it or making videos on YouTube and Twitch. That's what I care about most, is preserving these games so that they don't fall out of existence and just disappear, right? Because that's what the mainstream media and all these companies are trying to do. They're forcing out physical media for digital, and physical is a dying breed. And I would say the next 2 to 3 or 4 generations, maybe not even that many, you're going to start seeing digital only consoles, and that's all you're going to see. And that disc based is going to be a thing of the past at some point. I don't know when that's going to be, but yeah, keep physical media alive, collect those fucking games, and don't shit on people and be a scumbag.
Yep. And here's the thing. We all collect games at the end of the day. Like I said, one person's favorite game is another person's trash game, to them at least, or one person's game that they don't like is someone else's treasure. When you collect these games at the end of the day, we're collecting them not just basically to have them as a high value collection, but we do it for the nostalgia of that time and of that time period of when gaming used to be something even more precious to us. And honestly, always looking back in the past of any retro gaming console inspires us to enjoy even the newer stuff that is out now. Hell, we have something called Neo Retro because of the fact that it's inspired by the older games. Games like Undertale, Amori, Yume Nikki, and games that just sound ridiculous. Octopath Traveler, Get in the Car Loser. Like, these are all games that literally are inspired by these old time games. And the reason why we have these physically is because it gives us the mere fact of inspiration and flashing back to a time that's much not only simpler to us, but also probably helps us remember things that we've forgotten as we grow older. So that's an important thing to remember when it comes to collecting these games. We could always end up forgetting lessons that we've learned when we were younger, but these games also bring back those lessons when we played them. I know for a fact when I picked up freaking Super Mario World and started playing it again and doing a whole thing, I remembered so many things on platforming that I also remembered something very special about the game that I enjoyed. Hell, I actually have a video based on 9 games that inspire me still to this day, which I'm actually going to drop the link here because this is legitimately something that I talk about in this video about like games that bring back inspiring memories and such. This is something that I take very seriously when it comes down to collecting the games that I enjoy the most. And the reason why it's so serious to me is because these are memories, and these are precious memories for me. And I know for a fact, for not just like Rect and Albie over here, but when it comes to certain games that they collect, that also brings back that nostalgic memory and those great memories as well too. So don't shit on someone's memories, don't shit on someone's experiences, because when you treat a game like it's trash to everything, you're only trashing someone else's memories. That's why people take things very seriously when you trash on games like that. One person's trash is another person's treasure, and just keep that in mind. That's why we have that rule here. We don't call games trash unless we have that. We don't call games trash. Just period. Because
except Sneak King. Okay, Sneak King is fucking trash, and We Fit is fucking trash.
I like We Fit. Hold on.
We Fit was okay.
I've never played it. I'm just joking.
I've never played Sneak King, so I can't have an opinion on that one.
Anytime you ever go to like Goodwill, it's like you see 1,000 Wii Fits in the fucking balance boards, dude, for like $1. Like, they're everywhere. I have Wii Fit in the balance board, actually. I've been wanting to kind of try it out and use it.
It's good for yoga. I'm not kidding. So that would be good at least. But yeah, guys, this is the end of the podcast. So this is Hito Retro Gaming giving you guys the 8-bit love. So bye.
Bye, guys. Thank you for having us.
Yep, this was fun.